Yeah, you see the red? That means we were too loud. Ready? 3, 2. It's not turned up. 3, 2.
Welcome back, everyone, to the High Tempo Sports Podcast, episode 49 today. It is Wednesday, my favorite day of the week, because it's after a long week or a couple of days of sports, and after a football week. How you doing today, Easton?
Good. How are you?
Not bad.
How's your weekend?
Not bad.
How's work on Saturday?
Not good.
Did you get to watch the Lions?
No, I wish. But
That's sad.
yeah,
You're still rapping.
it's whatever though. But we've had a lot of news happen since Saturday, and especially today we've had a lot of things happen. So
A lot of stuff happened.
Yeah.
Did you add it to the
I
list?
have a bunch of just news. I have our news for the beginning, and then we get into everything. First thing on the schedule.
This is where the breaking news button would
I know
come
we
in
need a
handy.
breaking news button. We'll make one.
We need to make one.
First news came out today. The NFL announced that the Super Bowl that is going to be held in Tampa Bay this year will indeed have fans. They're going to have a 20% capacity, and each group of people is going to have their own like pods where they're separated from everybody. And I don't know how many people are going to be allowed to go in one group, and then you obviously still have to wear a mask, but that's huge. I mean, the Super Bowl without fans, I couldn't imagine that.
I can't.
Really?
I'd watch the NBA Finals without fans.
I feel like football's different though. Like still watching football right now without fans is really weird to me.
See, I don't think it is that weird.
I do.
I like when they like pump the artificial crowd noise in. Like it does its due diligence.
Yeah, it does. It's not bad. The NBA was the weirdest one though at first. Like just because the fans in NBA playoffs go nuts. But next thing on the news, Wisconsin's quarterback, already forgot his name, but I didn't write it down. He's a true freshman. He's very good. They blew out some team last week, and he has COVID, and he had back-to-back positive tests to make sure the first one wasn't a false positive. He has to quarantine for 21 days.
That's a bad look.
It's bad look, but I mean, for the rest of the teams in the Big Ten, it's kind of a good look.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bad thing to say, but
That's awful.
yeah. But Wisconsin and Nebraska already announced that they're going to postpone their game this weekend because there been multiple COVID tests on each side. So they're just gonna. I don't know how that's gonna work because the college already has a limited schedule. There's no buys or anything, so I don't really know how making up a game is gonna work. You might just have to play one on like Wednesday and then still play on the weekend, which is
That'd be
tough.
so hard on a football
But they
player.
might have to do it, or they might
Yeah.
just cancel it. You know, you never know.
This is an issue because locating the source of how he got COVID becomes a serious issue because it's not like they're in the NBA bubble where everybody knows where they are.
He's on a campus.
He's on a
of
college
students.
campus. Like, it's not a good look.
And I don't know how Wisconsin is doing everything, if they're allowing people on campus or not, but still, like, not a good look for them.
Nope, not at all.
Next up, we have the Detroit Lions trade for former Pro Bowl defensive end Everson Griffin from the Cowboys for a bag of chips. They traded for a conditional 6th-round pick. That pretty much means that it could become a 5th-round pick depending on something. I don't know. What a steal for the Lions.
I don't understand why the Dallas Cowboys gave him away. Do you know?
It was they save. Everson Griffin's only making $6 million a year, but for some reason Cowboys saved like $8 or $9 million against their cap hit. And if they're looking to bring back Dak Prescott like long term, I guess that's what it helps for. But I don't know, because the Cowboys, they do suck, but they also could easily win their division and make the playoffs. So they easily could.
Sadly.
Like, they're without a question. So it's really weird. I don't really understand the move from the Cowboys, but I will take it. The Lions add a pass rusher is something that, getting
Desperately needed.
Yeah, I mean, Trey Flowers does the job, but it's just Trey Flowers really back there right now. We don't have Snacks Harrison like we had in the past. So this is huge because the one thing about the Lions is just the quarterback always has all day to throw against the Lions. That's just how their defense has always been. This is huge for them.
Yeah, I'm super excited to watch him play.
One thing that does suck, though, last time we traded for a good defensive lineman middle of the season, week before the trade deadline, happened to be Damon Harrison from the Giants. The following week after we traded away Golden Tate, who was on a contract year, Kenny Galladay is on a contract year. But there hasn't been any rumors about Galladay getting
real
traded.
hypothetical.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff.
But, I mean, there was always rumors about Golden Tate getting traded. There really hasn't been any about Kenny Galladay or Marvin Jones. I think it's time to pay Kenny Galladay, though,
Me
for
too.
sure.
Have I ever told you my Golden Tate story? I think we have.
Yeah,
on the
you
show.
have at least 100 times.
No way.
Yeah, I've heard it so many times.
It's a good story. It's a good story.
And then I think I have two more news things left. Odell Beckham Jr. tears his ACL, I think, or Achilles, something like that.
Something like that.
But he was the one who announced that he's done for the year. It wasn't the trainer. It wasn't the Browns. He came out and said, yeah, I'm done for the year. Which it sucks because the Browns are pretty good, and Baker actually had a pretty good game last week. And OBJ was on the trade block as well, at least in rumors.
He
So
requested
obviously
to be
it's
on the
not
trade
gonna
block.
happen now. But yeah, that's a big hit for the Browns, who are looking to make the playoffs for the first time in a long time. And then lastly, just the only NBA news I have for right now. Daryl Morey recently resigned as the GM of the Houston Rockets, one of the most profound general managers in the NBA. Signs a multi-year, 5-year deal to become the 76ers' next GM. That gets me excited.
That's crazy.
That think about being the Rockets though. That sucks. He said he left because he wanted to go spend more time with his family and everything, and then he's just like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go sign a huge contract with this other team."
I don't get. Maybe he realized that the Rockets had nowhere to. Which is,
I mean, yeah, there's nothing else he could do.
if you're a Rockets fan,
As a GM,
know,
yeah.
you know
Oh,
they're
yeah.
in hell for 5 years.
And this just makes me very interested because Daryl Morey, whether you like him or not, you have to respect that he is a very innovative general manager, and he'll do some weird things.
There will be trades.
There will be trades, and we don't know if it's going to be Simmons and Embiid gone, one of them gone, trade for another superstar that we didn't even think could happen.
So here's something I was thinking about.
I'm interested.
The moment Daryl Morey signed, I was like, Ben Simmons would have been perfect for the Houston Rockets this year instead of Russell Westbrook. Ben Simmons would have been such a better fit for the 5-out
and
basketball.
the defense too.
They would have been so much better off.
It would have been perfect for the 5-out because Simmons is your tallest player on the court.
And he's 6'11".
And he's 6'10". And so you have, obviously you can't just say hypothetically Simmons on the Rockets, that never would have happened, but without giving up Harden probably. I don't even think Westbrook for Simmons works, but
No, that would.
yeah, that is true though. That would have been sick. Okay, that's all I have for the news.
That's all.
Just kidding. I have one more thing. The Los Angeles Dodgers are your 2020 World Series champions. Did you get a chance to watch this game last night?
No, I did not. I was.
I
you
did.
texted me at 10:20.
That's so specific.
And we're like, or I was like, I know, I don't feel.
yeah, because I said this game is nuts.
And I was like, I'm already in bed. I already took my NyQuil.
like I said, I haven't watched baseball since probably 2015 or 16. At least been a big fan of baseball. And my goal was to get back into it this year, and I watched a little bit, but the playoffs I've actually been watching. And Blake Snell was pitching for the Rays, pitching a marvelous game. Gave up 2 hits, and then he gets pulled because the Rays are all about analytics and about matchups, and they don't want the lineup batting 3 times against the same pitcher. They don't want a righty facing a lefty. So they bring in the lefty, take out Snell, who's pitching great. They were up 1-0. Next thing you know, they go down 2-1, stayed like that till the 8th. Mookie Betts ended up hitting a homer to seal the deal, and Snell was upset, though. He was very upset, which is interesting. What?
I thought I heard my phone buzzing.
Oh.
I thought I was getting a phone call.
And Clayton Kershaw gets himself a ring.
Was he pitching last night?
No, but he pitched the game before and game 1, pitched great in both of those games.
Who threw for the Dodgers last night?
I forget his name. I know who it is, though. I don't remember. But
Congratulations to
Seager
LA.
won Finals MVP. Yeah, LA, they deserve it, man. They got cheated out of 2 World Series. They literally played against cheaters in both of them. So,
I wish I was a Los Angeles sports fan who lived in LA.
you know how amazing that would be?
got the Lakers.
LeBron tweeted something about he was like, I know we can't have a parade, but please can we have a parade? He's like, I want to celebrate with this damn city of the
Do you know how
champions.
awesome that, you guys have
A double.
a collaboration parade?
Rams win the Super Bowl. That would be insane.
The city would burn to the ground.
That would
There would be LA.
probably. But yeah, did you see what happened with Justin Turner from the Dodgers, their third baseman?
No.
He got he in the middle of the game, you have not heard about this? This is everywhere. In the middle of the game, he got pulled because he got a positive COVID test. In the middle of the game that he got pulled out. And then at the end of the game when they were celebrating, he got to go back out on the field and he was wearing a mask, but he took his mask off for the picture and was talking to people. And that's causing a huge uproar this morning. And the MLB is starting an investigation about it.
Do you know how hard that would be as Justin Turner? Like, you know how hard it'd be to watch. You're in the middle of the game. Oh, I assume he got pulled out later in the game. Like, sixth inning.
The middle of the game.
Yeah.
It was like the 6th or 7th inning.
Like, I could not imagine being a player and being like, oh, I can't play anymore because I feel fine.
That you could win the World Series.
And
you're
then
up
having
3-2.
to watch your team celebrate.
Yeah. Well, he still got to go out there and celebrate.
Yeah, but
as soon as they won, they let him go back out, which I don't really understand. Like,
yeah, if you're gonna let
him do that, then why couldn't he just finish the game?
Play. Yeah.
But
I mean, he's already been exposed to all those guys.
Yeah, it's not a good look though. I mean, a lot of people are upset about it. Like me personally, I'm not too upset about it, but like
it's still a bad look.
Yeah, it is a bad look for sure.
The MLB started off handling COVID awfully.
Yeah, and then they did a great job at the end, and I mean now it's over. But I mean, yeah,
season's over.
It's whatever.
You can wait till next summer.
So, are you ready to get into the high tempo NFL Power Rankings 2.0?
2 I like
it.
It
is week 8. We did this, our first one back in week 5. We're back for another one. I don't know when we're going to do the next one, but
it's week 12.
Well, we did week 5, the first one. I think we just do it whenever, like maybe every 3 weeks, because then we could do 11, 14, and 17. Yeah. That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect right there.
You figured it out.
So, we're starting off at 32, correct?
Yeah, I think we have the same one.
I don't know.
32, the Cowboys. No, I'm playing. It's the Jets.
Yeah, I have the Jets at 32, 0-7, worst team in NFL history. That's about all I got to say about them.
31, I got the Jaguars.
Really? I have the Giants at 31. I have the Giants at 31 because, man, Daniel Jones sucks. Like,
oh, he's bad.
I was like going into this year, I drafted Daniel Jones in my my dynasty fantasy league just off the hopes he's still a good young quarterback, only in his second year. But like he is not good. Like he really he fumbles so much.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think he's had the same amount of fumbles as games started he's played in the NFL. and I just watched a whole video about Daniel Jones last night, and he has 4 career wins, and 3 of them are against Washington, which is just crazy. Like he has 1 win against a non-Washington, like the different team, and I don't know, he's just not good.
I've got the Jags just I think it's the bottom 6. It doesn't really matter.
No, I have the Jags at 30.
Okay, I've got the Cowboys at 30.
You have the Cowboys below the Giants?
Right now, they're the worst team in football.
They beat the Giants without Dak Prescott.
Yeah, but then they lose Andy Dalton. And they're only worse than they were.
I don't know about that. Worse than the Giants, though?
I've got the Giants at 29.
Still, though. So what was your... Repeat what you said. You went a little fast there.
Jags, Cowboys.
Cowboys at 20 or at 30, and then you just said you had the Giants at 29.
Yeah.
Okay, well I had Jacksonville at 30. Yeah, Jacksonville's not very good.
No.
Their defense is really bad. I have the Minnesota Vikings at 29.
Okay.
They've looked really poor this year. It's kind of surprising just because I thought they were at least going to be decent this year. I definitely thought that would be a team that the Lions would have to fight for to possibly win the division.
Well, with their receiving core they've got, you expect.
I'm pretty sure I picked the Vikings to win the division at the beginning of the year.
Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen.
Yeah, you don't have Stephon Diggs. They have Justin Jefferson.
Where's Stephon Diggs?
Buffalo.
Why did I say Stephon Diggs?
I don't know. So 28. Who do you got at 28?
The Bengals.
Okay, I have the Dallas Cowboys at 28. Yeah, the Cowboys are not good.
They're awful.
They're not good. And, like you said, they have a lot of injuries, so I understand why you have them. I don't get why you have them below the Giants, but it's understandable to have them this low.
Is that a topic we're talking about? Is the hit on Andy Dalton?
About Mike McCarthy and everything, getting pissed that the players didn't back him up or anything?
Just the fact, the hit in general.
It was pretty bad hit.
That's a bad hit. That he should be.
Well, you heard what Mike McCarthy said after the game.
No,
he was upset with his players in post game. He was getting mad. In the post game press conference, he was getting upset at his players because they didn't back him up. They didn't go cause a scene, which is something that you usually don't want to happen. But he's like, you can't let one of your guys have that happen to him and just they let the guy get away with it.
I mean, the dude
it's kind of like when Vontaze Burfict absolutely killed Antonio Brown, so Juju hit him with that. No, it was in a different game, but still like
killed him. Yeah. Well, no, I completely agree. I think he was knocked out cold.
I mean, I can't even imagine just even like in a Beal City game. Like if somebody does that to one of the guys, everybody is there.
Yeah. In a heartbeat. And
that shows the culture, I guess, in Dallas right now. Like maybe they're not with it. That's an issue. It is. It definitely is.
And the hit, that guy, I don't even know who hit him.
Got to have each other's backs.
Who hit him?
I don't remember.
He should not be allowed to play football again.
I don't even think he got in any trouble yet, right?
No, he got kicked out of the game.
Yeah.
But he should never play football again.
Again? Ever?
Yeah.
Vontaze Burfict still can play football. So.
Yeah, but he literally almost like... I mean,
yeah, but that's a one-time thing.
He was knocked out cold.
Well, yeah, that's happened several times.
On a slide.
Yeah, I know. No, I get it. No, trust me, that
wasn't
was a bad
like
hit.
He was like trying to run him over.
I'm just telling you that he is not gonna get kicked out of football because that's just not how they do things.
But he should be.
Where are we at right now? 27?
Yeah, I said my 28 was the Bengals.
Okay.
27, I got the Vikings.
I have the Bengals at 27. I will say though, Burrow, man, he plays hard and he throws for like 300 yards every week. Yeah. Like he doesn't want them to lose, even though it's in their best interest to lose. But he still is. It really seems like he is giving his all every time, which is pretty good to see.
He's played 2 really close games.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they almost beat the Browns last week. Yeah,
again.
Donovan Peoples-Jones was the only reason they lost.
Ugh, don't like hearing that. 26, I got the Falcons.
26, I also had the Falcons. I have them a little higher than a couple other teams, but I mean, I know they're 1-6, and I know they blow a lot of leads, but they're not a lot better. Bad.
They're way better than ones. I mean, like you said, they've been in several games where it comes down to the fourth quarter.
The Falcons are the new Lions. They really are.
Yeah.
And the Lions like reverse rolled last week, and they did what usually gets done to them, which is awesome.
We just won the whole game.
Yeah,
won the entire thing.
But yeah, I got the Falcons at 26. 25.
I got the Texans.
I have the Washington football team. They have 2 wins, but one of them's against the Cowboys last week. They killed them, and then the other one is, I don't remember, against another bad team. They're not very good. It's that simple. It's really crazy to think that I've already said 3 teams in the NFC East, and I am 8 teams in.
I've got the Washington football team at 24. I don't have anything to say about that.
I have Houston at 24, so we just had them.
I'm not sure there's much to say about Houston. They should be better.
They're in a really bad spot. I mean, their run game just doesn't. It's really confusing their backfield right now with David Johnson and whoever else they have running back there. Yeah, I mean, it's not looking good. It's not looking good for Houston at all.
Last year they were so good, but obviously they had D-Hop last year.
Yeah, I mean, but one guy isn't going to make all that in football. It's not basketball.
23, I have the Broncos.
I also have the Broncos at 23. Another team that's just like, they would be a lot higher if it wasn't for injuries. I really think they're going to be a solid team this year, and they definitely still have time to turn it around, but yeah.
I was nice seeing Drew Lock play again last week.
Yeah.
But then he gets kind of hurt.
Kinda, yeah. I don't know. If I were them, I would just that slide he had that did not look clean. I mean, he didn't even slide right. Like he did it the wrong way. But yeah, if I were the Broncos, I might just sit Drew Lock the rest. If you lose this week, I think I sit Drew Lock the rest of the year just for no chances.
And I'm trying really hard not to sniffle into this mic. My allergies are beating me up again.
All right, 22. I have the Philadelphia Eagles.
I've got those guys too.
Yeah, they're 2-4-1. They're in the lead in their division right now. I've now said all 4 NFC East teams, and the Eagles aren't that bad. It's the same thing every year. Their receiving core is just really in doubt. Like they haven't had a 1,000-yard receiver in years, which is just some teams have 2 guys or almost 2 guys to get 1,000 yards. Like. The Eagles they're a really weird team because they look really good some nights and then they look awful other days.
I was going to say, Carson Wentz is the most, seems like he's streaky.
He's very inconsistent,
he's a streaky QB.
He definitely is. 21.
I've got the Panthers.
Okay. Interesting. I have the New England Patriots at 21. They looked really, really bad last week, and I would not have had them this low even if they would have lost by a couple touchdowns less. But Cam Newton, man, wow, that game he had was awful. I mean,
because they've had some extremely close games.
I know against good teams too. But Cam Newton has been a guy who I've been impressed with all year, and he got benched last week. Like he did not look good whatsoever. And
the man,
I've picked New England a lot this year, and they're in the bottom half of this. Yeah.
Jared, and I didn't even watch Jared Stidham. Did he have a good game when he came in?
I didn't watch. Did he go in, or was it Brian Hoyer?
It was Jared.
It
Stidham.
was.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't watch the game. I just heard he got benched.
And at 20, I've got the Patriots.
Okay, 20. I have the Miami Dolphins.
Ooh,
yeah,
I think that's kind of low.
It is a little low, but I just don't see any of them being worse than any of these, or better than any of the teams above them. I like the Dolphins squad, but they're just very young. Tua's now the full-time starter, and I think this week is the first week. Were they on bye last week?
Yeah, they're on bye last week.
So this is going to be the first week of start of Tua that we see, so that'll be fun. But yeah, I got them at 20. I mean, it's no hate against them, but yeah.
At 19, I have one of your new kind of teams that you like this year. I've got Chargers.
Oh, yeah, I do like the Chargers. At 19, I have the Detroit Lions. Coming off of back-to-back wins, just made a pretty good trade to improve for this year. A lot of rankings had them in the 20s still, and I think they're right outside of it. I mean, I don't think they're better than. I think you can switch them in Miami, I guess, but the Lions had a really good win last week against the Falcons team that looked pretty good. They had a couple calls go their way, but the Lions have a tough matchup this week with the Colts, and this game's really going to show what they're made of, I guess.
And I put the Chargers this low just because they have 2 wins against I don't remember. One was against the Bengals, and the other one was against the Jets, I think. They had 2 bad wins when I was looking at their scores. And I was like, I can't put them very high.
I have the Chargers at 18.
I've got the Lions at 18.
Like I said, Justin Herbert absolutely went off last week. Absolutely. If you have Justin Herbert in fantasy, you're welcome. He got like 40-something points.
Mm-hmm.
Herbert is the best quarterback in this rookie class. I've said that multiple times.
I am so happy you said that. I didn't know where that was going, but I thought you were going to say the best quarterback in the NFL.
Oh, no.
I was like, whoa.
He's the best rookie quarterback out of this class. I've said that several occasions. I've gotten laughed at. What's a word I'm trying to think of? I don't know. But I love Herbert, man. He's good. I'm getting a Herbert jersey, and I want the Chargers to do good, man, because I just like Herbert. That's pretty much the only reason why I want them to do good.
I've got the Lions at 18 just because they've had 2, like you said, back-to-back wins. Last week was their first good win all year, where it's like, wow, they're really in control of this football game.
Arizona Cardinals was not a good win?
Okay, no, Arizona
That's their best win.
Yeah, I guess.
17.
I've got the Dolphins.
I had Carolina at 17. I had them a little higher than you just because without Christian McCaffrey, they've still been a pretty solid football team.
And I like the Dolphins a lot. I am nervous about Tua, even though he's starting for me in fantasy.
You starting him this week?
Over Matthew Stafford.
You're starting him and he's never even started a game? Yep. That's risky.
I know it's risky, but
it could pay off.
Yeah, I know. Stafford's only got me like 14 points a week.
And the Colts have a pretty solid defense.
Yeah.
Stafford threw for like 340-some yards last week, but he only had 1 touchdown.
So he got me 18 total points.
Yeah. And then Tom Brady threw for like 5 touchdowns. But yeah, I think we have said we're gonna have all new team or the same teams from here on out. I think we don't have any randoms. So this is where I drew the line, which kind of is really weird because it's literally in the middle. Like I think this separates the like not very good teams to the like teams that could like do something. Yep. I guess that this is where I drew the line at.
16. I've got the Chicago Bears.
Ooh,
low.
Dang,
I've got them low. I'm not high on the Bears. Their offense is not good. It's mediocre.
It is very mediocre. They looked really bad on Monday night against the Rams too.
They're a pure showing of what a really good defense and a mediocre offense.
I really hope that game, because remember we've been talking about it all year. When will
the Bears fall off?
When will the Bears fall off? When will it happen? We've been trying to figure out. I really hope that Monday night was the start of the Bears drop off.
I think it was.
I have the Las Vegas Raiders at 16.
Okay.
Another team that has just looked really shaky.
They're
Like,
inconsistent.
They are, but the reason why I have them above that, I mean, Philly's really inconsistent too. But when the Raiders are playing good, they can beat damn near anybody.
Oh,
they beat the Chiefs in Kansas City. Like,
when Derek Carr looks good.
And Josh Jacobs has also just been really inconsistent this year. He gets a lot of touches, but his yards just haven't been as much as you'd think they would be. But the Raiders, like, they're really good at times, but at other times they're like, man, the Giants could probably beat you right now. Not the Jets, though. Not the Jets.
No. At 15, I've got the Raiders. So
at 15, I have the Cleveland Browns at 15.
okay.
You know, they have had some locker room issues. They just lost OBJ. It's, you know, Baker's number one, or his best receiver is now out after Baker isn't even a very good quarterback in the first place. So I don't see that helping them too much. I would love to see the Browns make the playoffs, but especially in a division that they are in with Pittsburgh and Baltimore, and I'm pretty sure they have yet to play, or they've only played Pittsburgh. I don't even think they've played Baltimore. That I don't think it's looking too good. Even though they're sitting at 5-2, like, they barely beat the Bengals last week. They had to throw it to Donovan Peoples-Jones in the end zone to win the game,
which is the second time that they've barely beat the Bengals.
Yeah,
second time this year that's barely happened. And I've got the Browns at 14.
Okay,
so one spot ahead.
Well, who did you have at 15 again?
Raiders.
The Raiders. Okay. At 14, I have the Indianapolis Colts.
See, we're one off here on every single one.
Well, it's because I had the Bears higher than you, but
Yep.
I'm pretty sure the Bears beat the Colts. That's the only reason why I had the Bears above the Colts.
And they might have.
I'm pretty sure they did.
They might have.
But the Colts have a pretty solid defense. Their offense is solid as well. They're all around a good team. I like the Colts. I picked their coach to win Coach of the Year. I really think that they are going to win their division with Jacksonville. Or no, they have Tennessee. Never mind. I forgot about Tennessee. But they definitely could make a playoff spot. But we need them to lose this week because they're playing the Lions.
And I've got the Colts at 13.
Go Lions. Colts at 13. I have the Bears at 13.
Yeah, so that's where that mix-up kind of happened.
So now we're into the top 12.
And we have
all
the
gonna be
exact same top 12.
I mean, not in order, but
No.
same teams.
My number 12, who I think you might give me flack for this, is the 49ers.
I will not, because I have the 49ers at 12.
Oh.
And I really thought that you were going to have the 49ers lower.
No, they've been playing really well.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
JV too.
I wanted to put them higher on this list, but I really couldn't put them higher than any of the other teams. But man, San Francisco, for what they have, what they're dealing with, they have looked really good. With whether it's Garoppolo getting hurt and then Garoppolo getting benched because he didn't look good. Raheem Mostert has been in and out all year. Bosa has been in and out. There's more guys. I just can't think of them. Like,
they got some D tackle or something.
They've had some solid. They beat the Rams 2 weeks ago. They beat who did they beat last week? They beat a pretty good team. I have to look now. They beat a pretty good team.
They beat
San Francisco beat the Patriots. I mean, oh yeah, because they killed them. Yeah, that was that game that Cam Newton sucked in. So yeah, I got them at 12. I mean, they've looked pretty solid.
My number 11.
That division, by the way, is loaded.
Oh yeah,
the AFC or the NFC West. Seattle 5-1, Rams 5-2, Arizona 5-2, San Francisco 4-3. That's crazy. There hasn't been a lot of in-game or in-conference games yet, though, so they'll start to tickle each other off. I meant tick each other off.
My number 11 was by far the hardest spot I had in this entire list.
Yeah, this was hard.
My
one spot out of the top 10.
I've got the Arizona Cardinals at number 11.
Ooh.
They have, and the only reason
I don't agree with
that bad loss to the Lions.
I don't agree with that.
I know you don't. I know you don't.
I do not. They just beat the undefeated Seattle Seahawks, man.
I know when I looked at the scores, but I went, but they lost.
Played well.
I know, but I don't know.
That was the game of the year, by the way, so far. That Seattle Arizona game. That game was nuts. Are you checking the thing? Better check it while you're over there. My 11 is the Los Angeles Rams, a team that's also in the division with the Cardinals. I've been pretty high on the Rams this year, but I mean, I don't really have any buts behind that. It just sucks leaving them out of the top 10 because I think they definitely deserve a spot in the top 10, but we're going to see how they work once they start playing the Cardinals and the Niners and the Seahawks more, because it's going to be interesting to see who comes out as the top dog out of this division. I'm really interested to see that.
Well, I definitely think the Rams deserve a spot in the top 10. That's why I gave them one.
Yeah. Do you have them at number 10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 10.
See, at number 10, I don't have the Arizona Cardinals. I have the New Orleans Saints at number 10. Saints have definitely improved from their beginning of the year struggles, and they just got to get Michael Thomas back,
He
man.
has to come back.
It's just it's getting annoying how much Michael Thomas is.
You're
he's
telling
gonna
me.
play. Nah. Oh, I have him in my family league. Don't worry, I got him, and I just want to start him already.
I know. Every week
it's
I have him starting
frustrating.
until like an hour before he gets game time. Then I have
Yeah.
to bench him.
Number 9.
Number 9, I've got the New Orleans Saints.
And I have the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals are good, man. They started off really good, had 2 games in a row where they lost that they were just like, this team ain't very good. Now they won 3 straight, and in the last night's game or Sunday night's game against Seattle solidified them as a top 10 team for me.
I don't think the Cardinals are bad. I think I just need a little more.
I kind of have
out
a
of
weird
them.
feeling that we're gonna have the exact same top 8.
I actually think it's kind of an easy top 8.
I think it is too. I think it's kind of but we
No.
say that, and now we're
No.
gonna have different ones.
No, you're gonna have. I can tell you the team that you're gonna have.
Okay,
lower
well
than me.
let's just wait.
I'll tell you when it comes up. Number 8, I've got the Buffalo Bills.
I also had the Buffalo Bills at 8, man. It's really weird because they were 5-0, right? Or no, they were 4-0.
They had a hot start.
They had a hot start. They were 4-0, lost 2 straight, and then they played the Jets last week. And
Almost lost.
I'm not gonna say barely won, but against the worst team in history, like
They barely 18-10.
18-10, and it wasn't. They didn't have the lead the whole game. I think it was tied for a while. Like, come on, Bills. But they're still top 10 for sure.
Oh, easily.
They have to step it up. They
Josh
really do.
Allen all of a sudden just doesn't look like the greatest quarterback.
He's inconsistent.
He went
yeah.
from MVP to just. I mean, kind of like I guess Kyler
He's more
Murray
of a
did that.
fantasy MVP. I mean, he's a fantasy MVP rather than an actual MVP, just because he puts up really good fantasy numbers.
Yeah, I guess.
Number 7.
I've got fresh off their first loss of the year, Tennessee Titans.
Me too. It was really hard for me to put them at 7. Like I was trying to find a way to put them into the top 6 or 5, but I couldn't over it. Dude, there's a lot of good football teams, man.
A lot of good football teams.
Tennessee, they just lost their first game, and it was against the undefeated or was that last week?
Yeah, last week Steelers.
Yeah, and it was a good game. It's not like
Good
they got
football
killed. It
game.
was a good game, and they lost, and they really should be top 5, and they're not better than any other ones.
6. This one was hard.
This one's really hard.
I put the Seahawks at number 6.
What?
Yeah, fresh off a loss. Because think about where I have Arizona. I've got Arizona at 11.
What? That is awful. The Seahawks
Coming off a loss
lost in overtime to a good team.
Yeah, but you think Arizona's much better than I do.
I have them 2 spots higher than you.
Yeah, but I have them out of the top 10.
Yeah, still a top 11 football team.
Yeah. That's why I've got
Seahawks
them
at
lower.
6?
That's why I've got them lower. Fresh off a loss.
There's no way. There's
Yeah.
no way at all.
Yeah.
I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 6.
What?
Tampa has they looked good the last 2 weeks. They're
Yeah,
still
that's
number
the
6.
current power rankings.
I struggled. Seattle has looked bad. When has Seattle looked bad?
They didn't look bad
They did not
last
look
week. They
bad
did not
at
look
all.
bad last
Don't
week.
tell me they looked bad.
Tom Brady's thrown 1 pick in the last 4 games.
Okay. So Tom Brady isn't Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
But they've been killing teams. They look great.
Tom Brady has to throw for 450 yards and 5 touchdowns for them to barely win.
They still win.
I'm just saying, like, there's no way that Tampa Bay is better than Seattle right now.
They're way better. than
No,
Seattle.
they're not. No,
Yeah.
they're not. That is
I
false.
guess I don't have them way better.
That is
I mean,
extremely false. Seattle at 6. Trust me, I struggled to not have Tampa Bay in the top 5.
I can't
I
believe you
tried to
don't.
find a way, but every team in the top 5 is better than Tampa. I know they've looked really good the last 2 weeks.
Which we're doing
But this
current
isn't-
power rankings.
Yeah, current power rankings is the whole year. It doesn't base it off the previous week.
It based
if
them
it was
off
based
right
off
now.
the previous
No,
week,
right
then
now.
I'm putting Detroit Lions in the top 5.
It's right now, based off right now.
Yeah, right now, Seattle has 1 loss, Tampa Bay has 2, and Seattle has not looked bad all year. Tampa Bay has had a couple games where they have not looked good.
And I get that. I just don't think Tampa. I think Tampa's looked awesome the last couple weeks.
And Seattle hasn't?
No, but they haven't looked. They haven't looked as
They
awesome.
looked awesome.
Not as awesome.
That game was awesome on
Not
Sunday
as
night.
awesome.
I don't think your logic makes any sense, but let's just get into the top 5
This one might piss you off even
without
more.
Seattle.
This might piss you off even more. No, this can't. You're telling me you have the Packers higher than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
You have it. Yes.
38-12?
I still have the Packers about higher.
How?
I have them one spot higher at 5.
I've got the Packers at 5 too.
Yeah. I can see the Tampa Bay Green Bay switch because Green Bay beat them. Tampa Bay beat them. And they killed them. I can see that. But the only reason why I have Green Bay higher is because that was Green Bay's literal only flaw this year. Like, they have looked like, before that game, they looked like a very, very good football team, like the best team in the league. Tampa, like I said, the last 2 weeks, they've looked like the best team in the league. Green Bay did it for the first 5 games or whatever. But I still think Seattle below them is just
at what point have the Seahawks looked like the best team in football?
It was them and Green Bay the whole year until last week.
You just said the Bucks were the best team in football for the last 2 weeks.
I said, well, they're the hottest team in football. I'm not saying they're the best team in general. Like,
no, I've got Packers at 5. You have Packers at 5.
Yeah.
We both have Packers at 5.
Wow, Easton. I can't believe you have the Seahawks. You're going to get flamed on TikTok, bro.
We'll see.
Number 4, I have the Baltimore Ravens.
I have the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay. Ravens, they got a huge game this week. This game is going to show what they're made of. And, yeah, I mean, the Baltimore's kind of stayed in this low top 5
we can't tell
ever since the loss, because they really haven't played any like really good teams since that Kansas City game.
They also haven't looked good since that. Like, they haven't looked great.
They've looked pretty good.
Lamar hasn't.
Just because
great.
Lamar doesn't put up 25 fantasy points doesn't mean
I'm
he
not
hasn't
talking
looked
about
good.
fantasy. He's throwing like 170 yards.
He does, yeah, because he was throwing 170 yards last year too.
No, he was
and he was
not.
running for 100.
No,
Lamar doesn't throw that many passes. He really doesn't.
Okay.
Lamar would throw for less than 200 yards several times last year.
Yeah, but not how it looks.
They don't need him to throw 300 yards when they're playing the Cincinnati
Bengals. But it looks different
Bengals
this year when he's throwing for less than 200. You can agree that he looks worse
against
than
Kansas
last
City.
year.
Yeah,
Does he look worse than last year?
Yes, I'm saying that, but I'm not saying he's looked bad.
No, I didn't say that.
You said he hasn't looked good. You literally said he hasn't looked
bad.
good.
He's looked decent.
Then what else is it?
He's looked like a solid quarterback.
Yeah, he's booked up like an above average quarterback because he's still Lamar Jackson. But number 3 into the top 3, Tampa Bay at 3. So you think Tampa Bay is better than Baltimore?
Yeah.
Wow. Is this the whole year power rankings or just last week's power rankings?
It's the right
I
now
have the
power
Kansas
rankings.
City Chiefs at number 3. Yeah, the Chiefs, like they've been inconsistent at times as well. They've had games where it's just like, interesting. Like the Bills game, Patrick Mahomes did not look good. Their run game won them that game, but the other 2 teams above them are just better. So
I've got the Steelers at number 2. You've got them at number 1?
yeah, they're the only undefeated team in football. They just beat the only other undefeated team.
But one of them had to lose.
So you have the Chiefs.
So you're
at
telling
1.
me if Titans win that football game, they're number 1 instead of number 7?
No, I wouldn't have them number 1 because
Where's the logic?
Because they almost lost to Houston. They almost lost to another team that I can't think of. Pittsburgh ain't almost lost this year.
So they don't have a flaw.
They're they're better than every other team. Yeah.
I think the Chiefs are a better football team.
Okay, I can kind of see that, but I just think that's super disrespectful. The only undefeated team in football. I have Seattle at 2 and Pittsburgh at 1.
Totally different.
I literally said, I think we're going to have the same A in order.
Not even close.
Wow. So repeat your top 5 for me.
Packers at 5. Ravens at 4. We have the same 4 and 5.
And 4.
Then I've got 3 the Bucks, 2 Steelers, 1 the Chiefs.
Yeah. I got the Green Bay Packers at 5, Baltimore Ravens at 4, Chiefs at 3, Seattle at 2, and Pittsburgh at 1. I did not expect that to go how that did.
I thought you'd have the same exact one as me.
Wow, that was interesting. Very interesting. No hate though. I know we just got in a big argument, but
No hate.
no hate.
beef.
It's just I'm right and you're wrong.
Yeah, I'm right.
All right. Do you want to get right into our picks for next or for this week?
Yeah.
All right. So our picks from last week, we went into the week tied 3-3. The winner takes the lead of the series. I got 8 out of 14, about an average week. Easton, also got 8 out of 4. I
Damn.
told you we
You
tied.
told me.
I didn't even look. I just guessed that we tied. So do we want to? Here's was something I was thinking of. Do we want to just say it's a tie, or do we want to say we should base, like, if there is a tie, the tiebreaker should be the prime time games, like Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night. Whoever got the most right out of those 3 wins, or do you just
I
want to
like
call
that.
it a
No,
tie?
I like that.
Because I don't know. I'd have to look at last week right now. Let's do it right now.
So what were the primetime games last week?
So Thursday night football was Giants, Eagles. I picked the Eagles. You picked the Giants,
Yep.
right? So I'm
So
up
you're
1-0. Sunday night football was Tampa Bay, Las Vegas. I picked Las Vegas, and I got it wrong.
I picked Las Vegas.
And you got it wrong?
Got it wrong.
So it comes down, what if we tie again on this? Monday night football, Bears, Rams. I picked the Rams.
I picked the Rams.
And they won. So I win.
No, let's not do that.
Do you want to do it like that?
Yeah, let's do it like that. So that's a win for you.
Yes.
Four to
So
three.
yeah, officially, you heard it here. We just came up with it. The
On the
tiebreaker
spot.
is the prime time, or not prime time games, but I guess the prime time games. So cross that out. I am up 4-3.
I'm
on
excited
Easton.
for this week because there's no way.
What's the second tiebreaker? If those get tied,
Rock, paper, scissors.
sure.
I like that.
No, we can't do it like
no,
that.
we gotta have something cooler.
We got to think of
hey,
something.
we should do it like the NBA decides or NFL decides overtime games. We'll flip a coin.
Oh yeah, that's super fair.
It is.
We could do like, we could just, I don't know.
I don't know. We'll figure that out.
Yeah, if that ever happens, we'll think of
We'll
something.
have to pick like.
I feel like that won't happen. But I don't know.
That'd be
It is
legendary.
weird though that we've made it. This is the 7th week and it's the first time we've tied. It's
crazy.
That's kind of crazy.
This next week, I'm excited. I've got a lot of crazy picks. Crazy.
And the thing is, I'm not gonna call you out for your picks. Like,
no, they're meant to be.
yeah, because you're supposed to pick what could happen.
This is what I feel.
Let's start it off. Thursday night football. We have the 1-6 Atlanta Falcons at the 3-4 Carolina Panthers.
I've got Atlanta.
I also have Atlanta,
damn
man.
it.
I think they're gonna. I gotta pick them though. They looked good last week and
looked
they
good.
lost. So
They looked good a few weeks.
yeah, they have. Matt Ryan has looked pretty good the
Yeah.
last couple weeks.
Now, he's not MVP Matty, but
Yeah, he ain't Matty Ice, but next we had the 5-1 Tennessee Titans at the 1-5-1 Cincinnati Bengals. I know you picked the Bengals.
I picked the
I know the
Bengals.
way you were. You literally had the biggest smile on your face. I picked the Tennessee Titans. Yeah, I mean they barely lost to the best team in football, so they better beat Joe Burrow and his scrubs.
Joe Burrow's gonna ball out. I'm telling
Probably,
you.
honestly. Next, we have the 3-3 Las Vegas Raiders at the 5-2 Cleveland Browns.
I've got LV winning this game.
I got LV as well.
Cleveland's got a lot of locker room issues now. OBJ's hurt. It's not even locker room
This
issues
is
anymore.
a big game for Cleveland.
Yep.
If Cleveland wins this game, I think that they definitely they prove me wrong and they're in that top tier category because
tier.
6-2 without OBJ beating a pretty good Las Vegas team.
After a bad week of mental, I guess, the mental wear
yeah,
and
I mean,
tear.
just the trade talks and the Baker talk, just about how much he sucks.
Yep.
And and
This
the
is
locker
big
room
time.
and everything. Yeah, this is a huge game for them. Next, we have the 5-2 LA Rams at the 3-3 Miami Dolphins. Before you say, this game right here was the one that took me the longest to pick. Not Baltimore, Pittsburgh, not any other one. This game really was tough for me, and I picked the Rams.
I picked the Miami Dolphins. I think
Dude, I almost did.
I think it's the start to Tua's storied NFL career.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I think it's the
This
start.
game was so hard for me because I really do like Miami. It's in Miami, but yeah, I just went with the Rams. They had a really nice win on Monday night against Chicago. So next we have the game of the week, probably the game of the year so far, other than
Easily.
Kansas City, Baltimore at the beginning. We have the 6-0 Pittsburgh Steelers at the 5-1 Baltimore Ravens. Scuba and Willie will be on Saturday to talk all about this game. Us picking right here, this is going to decide which one's going to like us or not. I feel like one of us has got to side with one of them.
Well, Scuba and I are going birds on this one.
Yep, I'm joining you guys. I'm going birds. Sorry, Nate, but I didn't just pick the birds because of Scuba. I really think that this is the game that Lamar has got to show.
I think he has
I'm
to.
MVP Lamar still. They got to ball out. They have to. I don't know what else to
But
say.
you think the Steelers are the best team in football?
So I'm just picking a game.
One game.
I picked Atlanta, who I have
Yeah,
super
good point,
lower.
good point.
Yeah,
I also
I'm just
picked,
picking
I
a
picked
game.
Miami over the
Yeah,
Rams.
Pittsburgh is the best team of football right now, but so was Seattle before they lost. So
Oh, I got something on my jersey.
next, we have the 1-5 Minnesota Vikings at the 5-1 Green Bay Packers.
This week I'm picking GB.
You picked them last week.
That's not how I meant to say that. That's what I'm picking, like the team that is supposed to win.
Oh yeah,
GB.
I get what you're saying. I'm picking Minnesota. Okay, but this one actually isn't just about like
You hated
me hating the Packers and like me needing the Packers to lose to give the Lions a chance. But like Minnesota has looked so bad, and I don't know. Dalvin Cook, I think, is coming back. I could see this upset happening.
And that seems
No
like
reason why. Don't
seems
have a
like-
reason.
I don't think you
Just
need one.
because. I think I literally said I have a reason, and now I don't. But next, we have the 2-4 New England Patriots at the 5-2 Buffalo Bills.
Did you skip a game? Did you miss the Colts in Detroit?
Oh yeah, I definitely did. Yeah. Psych. 4-2 Indianapolis Colts at the 3-3 Detroit Lions. We didn't even have to say it. We both know who we're picking.
Yep.
Colts.
Colts.
No, I'm playing Lions. I'm rocking the Lions hoodie today. Big game, and I get to watch this one, and I'm so excited. I get to watch it.
What time you got to work?
I work at 4, so I will miss like the end, but I can listen to it on my way there. So hopefully it's a quick game.
Yeah,
the
hopefully
Lions
they're
blow
just
'em out.
dominated.
But the thing is, it's if anything, I want to watch the end more than anything.
Yeah,
'cause
exactly.
It's gonna come down to the wire. It always does. Next, now we have the 2-4 Patriots at the 5-2 Bills.
I've got the Bills.
I also got the Bills. Patriots have looked bad,
Yeah, Patriots.
and the Bills need to come back with a strong game.
I agree.
But if the Patriots ended up beating this Bills team, I really wouldn't be surprised after how the Bills have looked the last couple weeks.
Quick side note. I'm wearing, for those of you not watching on YouTube, I'm wearing a headband. I don't know how you wore this thing for a whole basketball season.
Why is it itchy?
It like scratches on
Well,
the
I mean, I had long hair though, so like you have
bad.
shorter hair.
And I think I have a bigger head than you, so maybe it's tighter.
I don't know. Next, we have the game of the week, easily, probably the game of the year. The 0-7 New York Jets at the 6-1 Kansas City Chiefs.
Should be a close one.
If the Chiefs don't win by at least 30 points, what are you doing?
It's a bad week.
I would sit Patrick Mahomes. No risk of him getting hurt.
I would not start Patrick Mahomes. in this football.
No, I'm lying. I would.
I would
make his
struggle.
MVP case better. Throw for 500 yards.
Good point.
Yeah.
But if I'm balling
Chiefs
out
all day. Chiefs all day.
up 30 in the second quarter, I don't know if I'm playing. Like honestly, with the injuries that have happened this year,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm playing.
I
Patrick
agree.
Mahomes.
Yeah, I would. If it's like second, third quarter, yeah. Next, we have the 2-4. You picked the Chiefs, right? You never really said.
No, I picked.
Yeah,
I
shut
picked
up.
Chiefs.
Next, we have the 2-4 LA Chargers at the 2-4 Denver Broncos.
I'm picking the Chargers in this one.
Me too. All day Chargers, baby. Next, 4-3 San Francisco 49ers at the 5-1 Seahawks. This was another game that I starred. I was kidding about the Jets Chiefs one, but this one in the Pittsburgh Baltimore game.
Picking Seattle.
I picked Seattle as well. I think it's going to be a good game. San Francisco's got a lot of proof in this one, but Seattle, I think they're just too good to lose to San Francisco. Next, we have the 4-2 New Orleans Saints at the 5-2 Chicago Bears.
I've got New Orleans winning this football game.
Same.
I don't think Mike Thomas is playing this week though.
Probably not, but I mean, they've won 4 without him, so I think 3. I don't know.
They're 3-3.
Next, Sunday Night Football. By the way, Sunday and Monday Night Football this week are trash.
No point. turning on the
Garbage.
TV.
I don't even think I'm going to watch.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah, I will. Sunday Night Football, we have the 2-5 Dallas Cowboys at the 2-4-1 Philadelphia Eagles.
I've got Philly. I think Dallas is only going to keep sliding.
I got
especially
Philly.
without Andy Dalton.
Gotta have Philly here. Philly, you gotta win this one. Monday Night Football, we have the 5-2 Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the 1-6 New York Giants.
I've got Tampa Bay running away with this one.
Run it up. Got it. So, okay, I just realized. So we just picked the same 3 on the primetime games, Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night. So what if we tie?
We just gotta hope we don't.
Yeah.
Well, we'll flip a coin.
If we
like the
don't,
NFL.
we'll just pick what's a game that we pick differently that we can agree on if it goes south? will go. The Miami
Rams.
Miami Rams.
Yeah.
That would be the tiebreaker if it comes down to it. We'll agree on that. So that wraps up the NFL talk. Some quick college football talk. Last week was the first week of
Whoa. Can I open this up?
Sure.
You know what we have to talk
I
about.
wanted to bring something else up first.
I know,
okay?
but I don't want to bring anything else up.
I know that they suck. I know. I'm not even affiliated.
Who suck?
What do you think you're gonna
No.
say? What do you think you're gonna say, Easton? Quit acting like you're clueless.
I thought Rutgers played a great football game.
Yeah, they did.
Who'd they beat?
Rutgers upset Michigan State, man.
First Big Ten.
What
pick.
a tough loss. What an embarrassing loss, man.
That's their first Big
What
Ten
an
win.
embarrassment. Losing to Rutgers. I know Rutgers apparently Rutgers is actually going to be decent this year. They got 8 Big Ten fifth-year transfers, like all starters that were in the Big Ten transferred there. And they might be solid, but they're still Rutgers.
It's still Rutgers.
You can't lose, and it's not like they lost off some Hail Mary
No.
bullshit at
It
the
was
end of
a
the game.
game.
Like
They got
Rutgers beat
beat.
them. Man, that I said to Scuba and Nate, I am gonna cheer for Michigan this year, and I'm still gonna root for State next week, like obviously, but like they suck. They're gonna lose.
No,
State, okay, but here's the thing,
if
though.
State
If
beats
State beats
Michigan-
Michigan, you will never hear the end of it because they lost to Rutgers. So yeah.
But if Michigan loses to Rutgers, Rutgers is a damn good football team.
Yeah, exactly.
They're
That's how it
damn
works.
good.
But yeah, sorry I raised my voice there, but
No,
yeah,
that
State sucks,
Rocky
man.
Lombardi looked horrible.
I don't know why we aren't starting Peyton Thorne. He's the sophomore. All the talks this whole offseason was Peyton Thorne's going to be the starter, and then Lombardi starts, and Lombardi is garbage. Like
His name is cooler,
He
though.
is. Oh yeah, he's got. I mean, you'd think he'd be good. As Vince Lombardi was like his grandpa or something, but he sucks. Like
It
start
was so
Peyton
bad.
Thorne.
It was so bad.
Yeah.
What time did
our
we start
defense?
talking
Our
about
defense didn't look bad at times, but man, we had so many. We had like 7 turnovers.
Yeah, a good point.
I mean, no, that's the Rutgers scored a lot of points, but they also were getting the ball handed to them at the 10-yard line.
Yeah. It's a lot
because
easier
of
to
all the
score.
turnovers.
Because
Um,
oh man, it was because we were doing docs. Me, Scuba, and Seth were doing
Yeah.
docs, and Seth pulls off the game, and goes, "Oh no, oh no!" And we're like, "What?" Michigan State's losing to Rutgers.
yeah, I was on my way there, and I got a phone call from Jagger, and he's like, "Yeah, State fumbled their first 2 possessions." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, it's 14-0." I'm like, "Shut up."
I
dude."
still didn't think the game was out of reach till the fourth quarter. And Seth's like, "Yeah, they're up 2 touchdowns."
Yeah, it's tough.
It's tough.
It's very tough to be a Michigan State fan.
But,
Can't wait for basketball.
Being
baby.
a Michigan fan right now, whooped Minnesota.
Yeah. I mean, Michigan looked really good.
Yeah.
I mean, against a good Minnesota team.
Very good.
In Minnesota. I mean, Michigan's defense definitely didn't look bad. Like they gave up a good amount of points, but you're gonna do that against a top 25 team,
And when
especially
you're scoring 48.
in college too. Like, yeah, if they wouldn't have scored as much, I don't think it'd be that story. But in a college game too, it's really hard to hold a top 25 team under like 25 points.
Yeah.
It's really difficult.
College is a lot more about scoring.
There's so much more points in college than NFL. But I mean, one thing about Michigan is, I mean, they drove the ball effortlessly on Saturday. Like,
Oh, they looked awesome.
they got down the field every time, and you didn't have a doubt that they weren't gonna. Joe Milton, I know he didn't have the crazy stat game, like he didn't throw for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns, but Joe Milton just looked really poised. He looked really like a veteran quarterback. I mean, he was making smart plays. He wasn't rushing. He wasn't usually, guy. I mean, Milton's had, especially for all the talk there's been about Milton, and now this is his first ever start at Michigan, like one of the most profound college football schools ever. Like, you'd think he would look a little more nervous, but I mean, he lived up to the hype on Saturday.
And that's just it. Going into this football game, I was still like, oh man, I really wish we still had Dylan McCaffrey.
What?
Like, just in case. It was
just in case. I thought you meant to start over.
No,
Milton.
but I'm still like,
Yeah.
even then I was still like, but nope, Joe Milton is the guy. I like Joe Milton. He's awesome.
Yeah.
I like him a lot.
Yeah, they killed him. And now they play State next week, which Saturday we have Michigan State at Michigan, which is dumb because Michigan gets home field 2 years in a row. Dumb. Then we have Ohio State at Penn State. Speaking of Penn State, they got upset by Indiana on Saturday. Crazy game. Did you see how that game ended with the dude dove? I don't think he got it. I really don't think he did.
I really don't.
You got to give it to him for the upset.
Yeah. Here's something. Obviously, Rutgers is a worse football team than Indiana.
Yeah, for sure.
Not saying this year, but like historically.
No, I think even this year. I mean, Indiana's ranked now after that
Yeah,
win.
but like Michigan State was not ranked going into play Rutgers.
Yeah.
Penn State was ranked very high.
The Indiana beating Penn State is more of an upset than Rutgers beating MSU.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's a worse loss.
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, Penn State loses. So this Ohio State Penn State game really doesn't have as much on the line as you think it would. But I mean, it's still huge because if Penn State beats Ohio State,
then
you have Ohio State and Penn State both starting the year 1-1. That's huge. So
it's huge for Michigan.
Penn State winning this game on Saturday would be ideal.
Yep. Especially as a Michigan fan.
But like I said, I think this is definitely going to be the first year that you see a 2-loss team in the college football playoff. Maybe several two-loss teams. But yeah, last college football thing I want to talk about is Trevor Lawrence hinted the other day in a conference that he is going to return to Clemson. He did it in a. Is your phone moving? Or am I just tripping?
I don't think it's moving.
Okay, I'm gonna check this. But Trevor Lawrence, in a pretty much joking matter, said he's gonna stay.
If I'm Trevor Lawrence, I'm staying at Clemson. I'm pulling it. What was Peyton Manning did it?
Yeah, and then Eli kind of did the same thing. They kind
of I don't want to go play for the Jets. Are you kidding me? Do you want to go play for the Jets? Does anybody want to go play for the Jets? They're the worst team in football. I'm staying another year.
Me personally, yeah, I'd go play for the Jets. I go get paid millions of dollars to go play football. But not Trevor Lawrence though.
No.
I really don't think he's gonna stay though. I mean, that would be kind of crazy. I mean, Eli Manning pretty much when he got drafted, he pretty much was like, I'm not playing for this team.
Yeah.
He got drafted by the Chargers technically, and Phillip Rivers got drafted by the Giants, and then they just got swapped for each other because neither of them wanted to play where they were. So that he could pull that too. He could say, "Hey, I don't want to play for the Jets. I want to play for the Jaguars." You know, just another team that's going to be up there, I guess. But
or like the Browns.
The Browns are 5-2.
Yeah, but like we said, we said Baker's not a very good quarterback.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think they would be able to pull off a trade for Trevor Lawrence.
Who was the other team we were talking about? Oh, the Giants.
Yeah,
go play for the Giants.
Yeah, but how's that any better than you have Saquon, who might never play football again. That's sad to say.
Yeah, that was sad. That was dark.
That's pretty much it for football, though. You good on that?
I guess.
So basketball news. Not too much news today, but just a couple things. Saturday there'll be more news, but Amari Stoudemire joins Steve Nash's coaching staff in Brooklyn.
How cool is that?
That's pretty cool, man.
That's pretty
damn cool.
Pretty freaking cool.
Imagine if they won rings as coaches and they didn't get one. They couldn't get it. They couldn't make the finals in Phoenix. Next thing, you just got to get the rest of the Phoenix guys. Yeah. You got to get Sean Marion on the staff.
Leandro
Barbosa, Joe Johnson.
Goran Dragic.
Raja Bell.
Dude was cold 2K.
Who's the other guy? There's another wing guy that I can't. Quentin Richardson, Rich. That's how I'm thinking of. But yeah, that's just kind of a little bit of news.
Boris Diaw on
he was
teams?
on those teams for a couple. Yeah, I don't know if he was on like the teams that were really really good, but
he was there.
Okay, what's going on with Andre Drummond, a guy who I thought I'd never want to talk about on this show after he got traded from Detroit?
And we mentioned this. Andre Drummond is looking like he's going to turn down his player option,
which is absurd.
He is going to make, but he's supposed to make $27 million on this player option, which he is not worth. Everybody in the NBA knows this, but it sounds like he's going to turn it down because he doesn't want to play in Cleveland.
Yeah, which. If that's the case, honestly, I kind of respect Drummond because he could be making his bag, playing next year in Cleveland, just sucking like they suck, but you're making a bag. Or you could take, hey, I'm gonna take like $12 million less, go play in Boston, and maybe go win a chip. Like he's never been on a good team. He's made the playoffs twice with the Pistons, twice, and got swept in the first round both times. So. He's never been on a good squad, but he's always been like the best player on his team though, which is crazy.
There's so much respect for Drummond not taking his money because very rarely do you see a player want to win that badly where he doesn't take his money.
You want to know what's crazy?
What's crazy?
There was this Bleacher Report article that I didn't watch. I watched Crispy Flakes react to it, and it was one trade for every team's star. Like it was a one surprising trade for every team's star player. Guess who they had Cleveland's star player as? You'll never guess. And every other team was like, yeah, that's their star.
Was it like it wasn't? Was it a starter?
Just take a guess.
I'm gonna guess
name
Colin
players.
Sexton.
No, that's who I would have went with. I would have went with Sexton over Love and Drummond, just as far as value goes.
Cedi Osman.
No.
Drummond.
No.
Darius Garland.
No. Even Garland, if you did pick him, I would say that's wrong, but I'd be like, okay, I guess for the potential.
He kind of has the most trade value.
I'd still say Sexton.
No,
does,
me too.
But yeah.
Tristan Thompson.
No.
Kevin Love.
No. You've now named like 7 players without naming. Isn't that crazy?
Ante Zizic.
No. Is he even on the... I don't think he is. You know this guy, though. It's not like a random guy. You might forget that he's on them, though. No, you shouldn't. You really shouldn't. We just talked about this guy like 2 weeks ago on here. Because he was dealing with that probably gave it away.
No. Like, now you made me think of Malik Beasley for the gun charges, but I know it's not him.
He was dealing with some issues. Not legal issues.
I don't know.
Kevin Porter Jr. they had as the most valuable asset on the Cleveland Cavaliers.
That's a joke.
Bleacher Report, man, they just make these articles just to like piss people off.
That's
just because
crazy.
they know people are gonna see that and be like us? What? Kevin? Yeah. You know, they that's gonna happen. But like, come on, man.
Okay,
that's
so
awful.
I could have swore that, and I know it sounds crazy because it doesn't make any sense, that Kevin Porter Jr. and Michael Porter Jr., though they are both Porter Jr.'s, I thought they were somehow related.
No, you know Otto Porter Jr. He's a Porter Jr. too.
Yeah, but
none of them are related.
I didn't think, because I know Michael Porter Jr. has a younger brother who can.
Yeah, Jonte.
Yeah, that's it. I could not for the life of me. I was like, I could have, but I was like, you can't have 2 Porter Juniors.
Yeah, and they're brothers.
Yeah.
Like, they'd have to be the same guy. But yeah, that Drummond. Couple teams that I think I would love to see him with. One is Boston. Another one is like Toronto. I think would be pretty interesting.
Boston is a big boy.
Just scream into the mic, you might.
I don't think
Boston for sure though.
He's going mate.
I think you did.
He's going mate.
No. But yeah, Drummond. It would be kind of cool to see him to win.
Oh, I'd love to see it.
No, I don't know though. Dude.
I know.
I don't think I would. I don't think I would. I would hate to see it actually, because he's like the best player I've got to see in a Pistons jersey. Isn't that sad?
Yeah, like the legacy Pistons wise.
As far as just like my whole life watching the Pistons, like since like 09.
We got to watch Blake Griffin's MVP season.
Why do you always say that? MVP
because he was really
season?
good for that.
He
year.
Wasn't even top 10 in MVP.
Yes,
you always
he was.
say no. He wasn't.
We've
he
been
was
through
like
this.
No. We have been through this, and I've shown you that he wasn't. You want me to look it up right now?
You don't get service down here.
Yeah, you're right.
We don't get service.
But,
we'll look it up after, and then we'll.
It's not. I mean, he was a 3rd-team All-NBA, but
yeah, good point. He was 3rd-team All-NBA.
What year was that? That was last year, right?
2 years ago.
2019 though, like 2018-19.
Yeah. When they made the playoffs.
Yeah.
Are you in service right now?
Probably not, but
so let's buttons. We need a breaking news button. We need a
Breaking
power
news.
rankings button.
yeah. I don't know what else. Yeah, that would be cool. We need a weekly picks button.
Weekly picks button.
We'll
get on
figure
that.
it out.
I'll
Last thing I want to talk about, actually, this was something that I wrote in that came out today or yesterday. The Atlanta Hawks are reportedly shopping their 6th overall pick in the draft as they want to make a push for the playoffs next year. I'm a huge fan of this for the Atlanta Hawks. They kind of already have a young core, and adding another guy in there would just kind of be like, you have a lot of young guys that you're going to have to end up paying at some point. They have cap right now to kind of make a trade for somebody. But what can you get with this in this year's draft? What kind of value does the 6th pick have? Can you get like a VO?
Yeah, I think you can.
Yeah.
I think if you package somebody like Kevin Huerter with VO, I know Kevin Herter's kind of a.
You mean Huerter and 6 for VO?
What'd I say?
You said Huerter and VO.
Huerter and 6 for VO?
Yeah.
like obviously Herter's a valuable player, but VO is
he's not. I mean, he kind of was his rookie year, and then last year, I mean, he wasn't bad. Yeah, I don't have service, but yeah, he wasn't bad. But like,
I think you can pull off that.
I don't
trade.
think he's I think he's a good bench player on a championship team. I don't think they see him as their starting two guard, especially next to Trae Young.
I don't know, but I think
neither of them are very good or defenders at all.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I think Kevin Herter, if he's gonna be if he's gonna be like a player on your team, he has to score to be like useful.
He could be that spark off the bench. Honestly, with Trae Young and John Collins both there, how much opportunity are you gonna have to score?
It's really hard for a spot up shooter to be like to strictly be a spot up catch and shooter to be a spark off the bench. Like it's happened
you're
before.
just talking about his job is to score, and now you're saying it's to be a spot up shooter.
No, what I'm saying is for him to be useful, to a championship roster. I don't think he's useful as a bench player because I don't think he needs to score for a championship roster.
I mean, I just think that I don't know.
I think he's too poor of a defender.
I don't think he has that good of a potential though. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah,
I don't think his potential's that high. Do I think Indiana does 6 and Herter for Oladipo? Yeah, I probably would do that because Oladipo's been wanting to leave. So, any other things that maybe could go down? Like, I mean, I think the 2 guard is really the spot that's needed. They have 2 small forwards that they took last year.
And I like both of them.
They have Collins and Capella. Maybe you just get depth, I guess. I mean, that wouldn't be a bad idea though. Like getting a solid big man off the bench and a guy who you could start at the 2,
like Malik Monk and Tyler Zeller, Cody Zeller.
I don't think Monk is much of an upgrade over Herter.
Oh, I think so.
I had 6 for Monk and Zeller. That's an awful trade. That's awful.
I'm trying to think of a better trade.
Like
that makes sense.
Like you send 6 to Orlando for Fournier and. No, I was gonna say Mo Bamba, but that would never happen.
That's a bad trade.
You send 6 to. That is hard to think.
Dude, I think it's the Hornets.
There's no way Monk and Zeller. I'm just like trying to think of what you could do.
See, I think that gives them.
You
depth.
send 6 to the Portland Trailblazers for Zach Collins and Gary Trent.
So you think
maybe?
Yeah,
Trent's more valuable than Monk.
But I think Zach Collins is not very good.
He has value though. Like he has potential. They value him pretty high. He has more potential than Zeller.
Yeah, but they're trying to make a playoff push next year.
Yeah, exactly.
Zeller's
I don't think. Yeah, like the Trailblazers wouldn't do it, but yeah, I think that pretty much wraps it up. Though. I mean, you have anything else you want to say?
Nope.
Saturday is going to be a very good episode, as it is episode 50. We're gonna have Scuba and Willie on here. We're gonna have a lot of things. Go check out our TikTok because we are going to make a unpopular NBA/NFL opinions TikTok that you can give us yours, and we will talk about them on Saturday.
All 4 of us.
Yep.
Peace.
Peace out.